Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 148. The first setup was submitted by Dan. Honestly, pretty interesting. I think if I was to show someone that and then go back to the first photo, they probably wouldn't guess that that's in the same room. I don't like that the left speaker is on the PS4 because it's like, of course, it's not like he's gonna be sitting there. He's like, it's just a tad higher on the left side. I don't know why he's British, but obviously it's not going to make a big difference, but I would like to see that even just bring the PS4 closer. I know you can't slide it to the left because then you can't open that mini fridge, which, by the way, badass. I like the idea of a mini fridge there. I like the posters. I love that they're framed. I think it's really nice. Wire management's pretty damn good considering what you're working with. It looks like he could use a little bit more room just to get a little bit more breathing space, but I think at the same time, it does work. Dan scored an 88. The next setup was submitted by Kian. That is his work computer, and he only rotates it out when he's using it. Otherwise, he can just slide it to the side, doesn't use it, and that's why he's actually pushed over to the left. Look how he's pushed to this left side. He has all this leg room and he just completely ignores it and makes it really difficult for himself to use in a comfortable way. And then I read the thing about how he needs to use the iMac for his work setup, and I understood at that point what he was trying to do. Let's think this through. Even if he was to pull out the iMac, right? He's not gonna have a lot of room because that Alex riser is right there. Why not get another Alex drawer and make it an L desk? That way you can have the work setup on one side, and then on the left, you can have your, everyday use where you do all your fun stuff. And you need to center yourself regardless. If you don't get the L desk, you gotta center yourself, and it's okay. You're obviously okay with using the iMac at an angle of sorts. So also rear speakers, not meant to be there. Definitely not a good spot. It's better to just not use them at all opposed to having them in the corner section over there. The overall room in the next photo is pretty cool because when he does his YouTube videos, that's where he chills and he hangs out and he films them. He has a nice table for that. Kian scored an 80. The next setup was submitted by Mikkel. He's got double setup and he's got the bed set up. He's got the entertainment set up to the other side, tons of LEDs, just a lot of crazy stuff. I can't really critique the whole room. It has to be more focused on a certain setup. Okay, here's the thing. As a whole, in the far back photo, looking straight on at the setups, it's awesome. It's an insanely badass, crazy setup with so much going on, so many lights. And as someone just said, that room must be hot. Out of sight, out of mind kind of gets butchered for me. It's like everything's all over the place. Usability is not bad. I didn't really knock too much off for that, but breathing room in that regard. Theme I thought was pretty cool, but it's like, what is the theme? Can someone sum up the theme? I think it's a little bit hard to do that. Mikkel scored an 86. The next setup was submitted by Dylan. Instead of rotating the keyboard, he decided to rotate the monitor and make it a CSGO thing. So unless you like to print with your feet, not a good spot. And the part that's cringiest about it is you have space on your desk. Why do you have all your games there when you could just put the printer there, make the monitor, boom, dead center, straight on. Dylan scored a 52. The next setup was submitted by Josh. The first thing I thought about when I looked at this was, damn, that TV gonna hurt when you hit your head on that. The hutch, you love it, you hate it. It's just a little bit of both. It really kind of makes the iMac look smaller, tighter, cramped. Get rid of the desk, and then from there you can get a nice Linmon. Super simple. You don't need anything crazy, and it will actually use up a lot more of that space, and hopefully kind of fill in the gap from the bed to the wall. Josh scored a 78. The next setup was submitted by Greg. I get it. A lot of people, I used to do it like this. I wanted my desk to be facing out. So when I'm watching porn, I don't have to be worried about people coming in and it's like this whole thing going on. Here it kind of makes life a little bit harder for you. I think put yourself up against that wall. Maybe it doesn't fit with the nightstand there, but I think the nightstand looks like it's pretty damn old, so maybe it's time to just get rid of that and then get like an Alex drawer to be the legs for the left side, and that will make a lot more sense. It works, it's simple, it's nice, but it's a little bit hard to kind of put down a coherent theme, with the way things are going. So I put a little bit of work into that faux shizzle. Greg scored an 80. The next setup was submitted by Declan. Super clean. Everything looks great. One thing I was a little bit concerned about is him sitting there. I feel like the monitors are really low. Wire management, all that stuff I just said was good. Theme, simple. He doesn't want to go too heavy into it. So he's like, boom, I got game. What you gonna do about it? Declan scored a 90. The final setup was submitted by Nasser. I think it's really cool what you're going for. I guess that's his bed back there, right? So that's cool. You got this entertainment setup. I think the table, I guess I have to see how much room it is in like real life. I can't really judge, but it looks like it's taking up a lot of walk space. So I don't know if the table is really necessary, but I think that, you know, maybe go with the theme a little bit more, fill in those shelves a little bit more in the entertainment setup, things like that. But I think that it's a nice setup. It's just the wow factor is like, wow, but it's not wow. No way! Nasser scored an 84. Declan came in first place with a 90. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 148.